What's up, GGs? Welcome to week 11, workout 1. So we are starting out with mobility with a broomstick stretch. So grab a broomstick or something that won't bend when you put it behind your back. And we're doing 15 to 20 shoulder rotations holding that broomstick. So make sure your arms are straight. You're not bending your elbows. So keep your hands placed pretty far apart if you are struggling to put it over your head. The further you have them apart, the easier it will be to put them behind your head. All right, next up are arm circles. So we're doing clockwise for 10 and then counterclockwise for another 10 rotations. I want you to focus on going really slow, and I want you to feel that ball joint moving. So the thing that connects your shoulder to your chest is going to be a ball joint, and you can kind of feel it rotating around when you're doing your arm circles. So try and get as big of a circle as you can and go as slow as possible to feel the muscles working, the joints moving. Really get in tune with your body. Okay, next we have thumbs up pulses. So you're going to lay belly down onto a mat. Your forehead is also planted on the mat. You're just moving your arms. Okay, keep those arms nice and straight, completely perpendicular to your body. So straight out. You're going to stick your thumbs up and bring them high into the air and then back down. We have 10 to 15 of these. Okay, this is another movement where I want you to be really in tune with your body. So we're getting into a butterfly pose, so stretching out those inner thighs. But the main thing we want to stretch out here and work on is our neck mobility. So we're moving our head in 8 clockwise movements, 8 counterclockwise rotations, and then 8 movements front to back. So again, the slower you go, the more time your joints or your neck and shoulders will have time to adjust to the mobility that you're putting it through. So go really slow, and then you'll feel a really good stretch in your neck muscles. And it's just really relaxing. So 8 counterclockwise, 8 clockwise, and then we're doing front to back. Okay, next up we have bird dogs. So get into tabletop position, and we're lifting one arm and the opposite leg up in the air at the same time, keeping them nice and straight. This is working your core stability, and then it's also working that shoulder mobility by raising that arm up, and then your hip mobility too. So this is a great overall exercise. Okay, then we have my favorite movement at the moment, our kneeling lateral lunges. So if you can see, I'm kneeling with one leg. The other leg is sticking straight out, as far stretch as I can, bring it. And then we're moving in and out of that movement, okay? So forwards and backwards. Forwards is going to take the stretch out of your inner thigh, and the further you push backwards towards your heels, that's going to give you a bigger hip stretch and inner thigh stretch. So do this to your comfort level and as slow as you need to go, and we have 5 to 8 of these each side. Okay, this is like the ultimate mobility challenge. Okay, so we're holding that broomstick that we used earlier right above our head, and then we're going to try and squat down while we're holding that broomstick with our hands wide, completely straight. This is really hard to do for most people. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit too. The goal is to have your arms completely straight up in the air while squatting, and that is a telltale sign of perfect mobility. And see, I'm still working on it. So hold that broomstick up high, try and keep your arms up straight into the air, and then you're squatting back. So put your butt behind you, hinge at your hips, and squat down as far as you can go. And for a lot of people, it's just a couple inches, and that's completely okay. You gotta start somewhere. So whatever you can do, we're doing 10 total. Okay, let's get into the workout. So following this squat and overhead hold theme, we're doing goblet squats to a shoulder press. So notice after I press, I rotate the dumbbells inward, almost like I'm in the top position of a dumbbell curl when I'm doing my bicep curls. So pressing up, twisting the dumbbells back inward, and squatting down at the same time. So squat down, dumbbells are in front of you, and then you're twisting them where your palms are facing out, and then shoot those dumbbells into the air. So this should be a fluid motion, okay? As you're getting out of that squat, You're rotating your hands and then shoulder pressing them to the sky. We have 10 total. Okay, next up we have kettlebell swings. So kettlebells are in quotations because I'm holding a dumbbell, but it does the same job. So hold one end of the dumbbell, and then you're going to hinge your hips backwards, sending that dumbbell in between your legs. And then you're going to swing the dumbbell up high to the sky. When you swing it up to the sky, I want you to squeeze your core, okay? And then this whole thing, once you get a couple reps in, you'll start to get the momentum. And the dumbbell, as it's swinging down, should float nicely in between your legs, and then you're able to shoot it back up. So this whole time, I want you to engage your core. Okay, then we have banded RDLs to a knee drive. So if you don't have a band, that's completely okay. Just do the same movement without the band. But with the band, you're going to feel a greater pull in your glutes and in your quads. And then as you do that knee drive up, I want you to squeeze your core, like most movements. So hold on to something for balance. And then you're kind of just swinging your leg forwards and backwards, kind of what it looks like. But think about keeping your knee bent ever so slightly on both legs. And then we want to straight back, okay? So hinge your hip and send your butt way back when you bend down to do that stretch. All right, then we have dead bugs. So grab a pair of dumbbells, hold them like ski poles, and you're gonna keep your arms straight. But as you can see, I'm holding them kind of behind my head, and that's going to stretch out my upper abdominals, and then the bicycle kicks on the bottom, that's stretching out and working the lower abdominals. Okay, so we have 20 reps total. Okay, next up we have gorilla rows. And since I'm using some light weights, I'm going to do these pretty fast so that I can start to feel a burn and my muscles are working a little bit harder because the weight is so light. So as you can see, as soon as I take one down, the other one's shooting back up. So they're basically dumbbell rows, but alternating pretty fast. So 30 to 40 reps. Okay, then we have incline push-ups. If you don't have an incline that you can like easily access, such as what is this called? A fence or a gate or something like that, go ahead and stand up next to a wall and incline your body towards the wall and just press like you're doing a push-up against the wall. So find anything where you can put your body at a slight incline, as you can see me doing, and you're doing 15 reps. All right, and then we're ending set number 1 of the workout with crunches. I haven't done crunches in forever. It's a very basic ab exercise, but you know, it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. So let's do 30 crunches total. So hands behind your head to kind of brace your neck so it's not breaking every time you do a rep. You're just moving the top half of your torso up. So just kind of do a tiny little crunch, and then as you go down, completely relax and make sure everything is touching the mat. So all the way back down and then crunch up for 30. All right, so make sure you've rested 1 to 2 minutes before starting set number 2. But we have goblet squats to a shoulder press again. So notice how I'm going pretty slow and controlled on the way down in my squat. This is because I really want my core to engage, and I also really want to feel it in my glutes. So the slower you go, the more your muscles have to work, which kind of helps you decide if you're working the right muscles. So whatever's burning, you're going to be like, oh, that's what's working right now. Okay? And we want to feel it in your glutes and your core, maybe a little bit of quads and shoulders, okay? So full body. All right, then we have our kettlebell swings. So grab a dumbbell, really brace the core because when you're bending over, your lower back is in a vulnerable position. So hinge at those hips, squeeze the core, and then shoot that dumbbell straight up. Keep this movement fluid and let the momentum carry you all the way for 20 reps. All right, we have banded RDLs to a knee drive. So grab a band, put it about 1 inch to 2 inches above your kneecap, and one leg at a time, shooting that leg back, stretching out those glutes, working the top part of your glutes, and then bringing your knee up for a knee drive. So quad work, glute work, quad work, glute work. And as you can tell, both of my knees are bent, okay? Even the one that's stretching, especially the one that's stretching. The more your knee is bent, the more it's going to work your glutes, okay? All right, we have dead bugs. So lie down on your back, grab a pair of dumbbells, bring those dumbbells over your head ever so slightly. The further you bring the dumbbells past your head, the more challenging it's going to be, and the more you're going to feel it in the top part of your abs. Okay? So if you want to challenge yourself, get those dumbbells way back. But if you are struggling, just put them like a little bit over your shoulders. You don't have to go that far back. Make sure you're doing 20 bicycles while you're doing this. All right, we have our fast gorilla rows. So because we're torquing the spine right to left to right to left, and you're bent over, this is a tough movement, and you might feel it in your lower back. So I need you to squeeze your core in this position, okay? That's a must. 40 reps total. All right, so we have our incline push-ups. So find something where you can be at an incline, and I don't want your back to sink in. That's really important while you're doing this, okay? See how my back is nice and flat. It's not moving, concave, convex. It's just completely straight. And I'm just trying to focus on stretching out the chest, okay? 10 to 15, well, I think I had 15 reps, 15 of these. Okay, last exercise of the day. Finish strong, you got this. So 30 crunches. Hands behind the head for neck support. and relax and go all the way down out of the crunch, and then as you're sitting up, contract those abs all the way down, then all the way up as far as you can go. And I just want to commend you for getting through 11 weeks of working out. I'm trying to look at my notebook here. It's kind of crazy how many workouts we've done, but you are so awesome and you should be very proud of yourself. I will see you a little bit later this week for workout number 2.